Poetry whispers and roars. It sings of love and it cries for change. From Ghalib's mystery
मुद्दा अंका है अपने आलमे तकरीर का
to Basavarna's defiance.
ಉಳ್ಳವರು ಶಿವಾಲಯವ ಮಾಡುವರು.
From Chokhamela's fight against caste
वेदासी विटाळ शास्त्रासी विटाळ पुराणे अमंगळ विटाळाची
to Sahil Ludhianvi's incisive truths.
मेरी महबूब कहीं और मिला.
Poets had questioned power, reimagined faith, and given voice to the unheard. More than anything else, poets of every generation share one thing in common. They remind us of the values we are in danger of forgetting. Their words move us, their verses inspire us. On World Poetry Day, Radio Azim Premji University brings you the voices of some of India's greatest poets and the deeper meaning behind their timeless words. Join us on this journey of discovery. Mirza Ghalib, one of the greatest Urdu poets, lived in a moment that was a turning point for the history of India. Let's listen to Professor Amit Basole explain the essence of Ghalib's poetry.
Let's start with a verse in which Ghalib reflects on his own writing. आगही दाम शुनीदन जिस कदर चाहे बिछाए. आगही दाम शुनीदन जिस कदर चाहे बिछाए. मुद्दा अंका है अपने आलमे तकरीर का. The key thing in this verse that I'll explain is this word called anka. An anka is a mythical bird. In this tradition, the defining characteristic of the anka bird is that it doesn't exist. Okay, it's an imaginary bird. So of course it can never be caught, naturally. It is unattainable. So what is Ghalib saying? He's saying that no matter how much you try to comprehend the meaning of what I am saying through intellectual processes, the essence of my meaning is going to escape you. You're never going to capture it fully. Okay? So, agahi means intellect. And there's a very nice wordplay here that he has done between the word dam is net, and the fact that anka is a bird. So he's saying, dam is shunidan, meaning a net of listening or a net of hearing. No matter how much you spread it about, jis kadar chahe bichhaye. Try hard as you might, the essence, the mudda of what I am saying, of the world of my speech, he says, alame takreer. That mudda is like the anka bird. It'll escape you. So, if you want to be postmodern about it, you can say discourse doesn't limit meaning. Right? You can never fully say things, you can never fully hear them. As always, the idea is of course wonderful, but it's expressed in such a delightfully poetic way. Incidentally, this verse is part of the first ghazal in Ghalib's Diwan. One final thing I'll say about this, Ghalib's intellectual guru, Bedil, has a very similar verse, but I'll just give you a loose translation. Bedil says, as long as there's poetry in this world, I am going to exist. No one can erase me. Why? Because my speech is like the wings of the anka bird. So again, the anka, the idea that what I'm saying, you'll keep coming back to, you'll never fully capture.
While Ghalib embraced mystery, Basavarna spoke with fire. The 12th century same poet from Karnataka didn't just write poetry, he challenged power, questioned the purpose of temples, and redefined the meaning of devotion.
A particular Kalachuri king, Bijjala, whose minister is Basavanna, forms a critical part of our story. And we get a very peculiar historical moment here of about 50 or 100 years when we see political instability together with this fabulous religious, spiritual, social movement. And it is worth noting in this context that this is the time when temples as institutions are emerging. They are powerful symbols of religious and political power. Think, for example, of the Brihadeshwara temple dedicated to Shiva in Tanjavur, commissioned by the Chola kings, and many more such temples. The great Kannada scholar, activist, and public intellectual D.R. Nagaraj mentions in one place that Basavanna rejects this very notion of the temple, which has become an instrument of power in his time, and he sees the human body as a temple.
ಉಳ್ಳವರು ಶಿವಾಲಯವ ಮಾಡುವರು ಉಳ್ಳವರು ಶಿವಾಲಯವ ಮಾಡುವರು ನಾನೇನ ಮಾಡಲಯ್ಯ ಬಡವನಯ್ಯ ನಾನೇನ ಮಾಡಲಯ್ಯ ಬಡವನಯ್ಯ
The rich will make temples for Shiva. What shall I, a poor man, do? My legs are pillars, the body the shrine, the head a cupola of gold.
ಎನ್ನ ಕಾಲೇ ಕಂಬ ದೇಹವೇ ದೇಗುಲ ಎನ್ನ ಕಾಲೇ ಕಂಬ ದೇಹವೇ ದೇಗುಲ ಶಿರವೇ ಹೊನ್ನ ಕಳಶವಯ್ಯ ಶಿರವೇ ಹೊನ್ನ ಕಳಶವಯ್ಯ ಕೂಡಲ ಸಂಗಮ ದೇವಾ.
Listen, O Kudala Sangama Deva. Things standing shall fall, but the moving ever shall stay.
ಜಂಗಮ ಕಳಿವಿಲ್ಲ.
Basavanna rejected grand temples of stone and gold. Instead, he sought the divine that resides within us. But what if even that inner temple was denied to you? Take the case of Chokhamira. Born an untouchable, he raised his voice against caste oppression. His resistance was his poetry.
Chokha Bela's poems often ridicule the concepts of pollution and purity and consistently attack the ritualism and text worship that comes in the way of realizing the true nature of the divine. Vedasi vital, Shastrasi vital, Purane amangal vitalachi, Jivasi vital, Shivasi vital, Kaya amangal vitalachi. The Vedas and the Shastras polluted, the Puranas inauspicious, impure, the body, the soul contaminated, the manifest being the same, Brahma polluted, Vishnu too, Shankar is impure, inauspicious. Birth impure, dying impure. Says Chokha, pollution stretches without beginning and end. The repetition of the Marathi word for pollution, vital, really makes this poem have its impact. You get the sense of how he's hammering in the point. There's another very nice poem by him that I love that we are going to in fact play for you in a very traditional format. This is how traditional abhangas are sung, where Chokha lists the scriptures that he claims that he doesn't understand. The book knowledge, the Puranas, the Vedas, distinctions between sects like Agam and Nigam, Shastras, Ashtanga Yoga, praying, meditating, all of this stuff. What is all these things? I don't really need all this for what I'm able to reach my own God without all of these things, is what he seems to be saying.
Chokhamira challenged caste through his unwavering faith. In the 20th century, a screenwriter named Sahil Ludhianvi used poetry to challenge power. He questioned love, privilege, and the monuments built on the suffering of the poor. Sahil Ludhianvi's bittersweet words exposed the illusions of the past in a newly independent India.
Sahir Ludhianvi took a leaf from his older contemporary Faiz Ahmad Faiz and turned his love poetry into a vehicle talking about social change and revolution. So, for example, if Faiz asked his lover to not demand of him the same kind of unconditional love that he could once provide, "Mujhse pehli si mohabbat mere mehboob na maang," as Faiz says, Sahir very similarly asks his lover to meet him somewhere other than the Taj Mahal. He says, for him, the Taj is not a symbol of love, but of feudal exploitation. And in this song, he's asking his beloved, look, what we see, all of these grand edifices and so on, that's not really ours. That's somebody else in some other age using somebody's money, they made it. Why should we feel anything about it? It's a very interesting take on the Taj Mahal. And he ends this poem with a very famous line I think many of you would have heard. एक शहंशाह ने दौलत का सहारा लेकर हम गरीबों की मोहब्बत का उड़ाया है मजाक. So he is taking a very direct shot at that ostentatious display of love.
Many decades before him, Rabindranath Tagore gave shape to the dreams of a new India. The great poet envisioned a land where people were truly free in their bodies, in their hearts, and in their minds.
और जाते जाते दोस्तों गुरुदेव रविंद्रनाथ ठाकुर पे आते हैं. हम सब ने स्कूल में पढ़ा होगा Where the mind is without fear. आज मैं एक बार दोबारा पढ़ता हूं क्योंकि जो आज से 100 साल पहले गुरुदेव ने कहा था वो आज भी उतना ही सच है. Where the mind is without fear. सुनिए. Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high. जहां दिल में कोई डर ना हो, जहां झुका कोई भी सर ना हो. Where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls. जहां इल्म आजाद हो, जिंदा हो. जहां इल्म आजाद हो, जिंदा हो, छोटी छोटी दीवारों से जहां बटाना हर बाशिंदा हो. Where words come out of the depth of truth. जहां सच से सोच निकलती हो, लफ्जों में जान मचलती हो. Where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit. जहां बाजुएं कोशिश करने का हर दिन कमाल दिखलाती हो. जहां अच्छी सोच की धाराएं सहरा में नहीं खो जाती. Where the mind is led forward by thee into ever-widening thought and action, into that heaven of freedom. My father, let my country awake. ओ ज़हनो दिल में सोच खुली, ओ ज़हनो दिल में सोच खुली, मुश्किल ना कोई भी काम लगे, ऐसी आजाद सी जन्नत में ऐ मेरे खुदा मेरा वतन जगे.
हिंदुस्तान की नई गीतमाला.
If you've enjoyed this journey through the words of India's great poets, there's more to explore. Subscribe to Radio Azim Premji University on YouTube for more stories, short videos, and thought-provoking shows. Stay curious.
You're listening to
आप सुन रहे हैं
You're listening to Insunothar.
നിങ്ങൾ കേൾക്കുന്നത്
ന്യൂ കേൾತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ
Ré Katha Radio.
റേഡിയോ അസീം പ്രേംജി
ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent. This non-commercial program is for educational purposes only.